Hello everyone, and welcome to our second lesson of this homework assignment. We're going to go over something that hopefully everyone is familiar with, average rate of change, which is another characteristic of function graphs. I want us to actually just find the average rate of change for this interval right here. And all you really need to care about are the endpoints to find any average rate of change. We're going to use a formula that hopefully you are familiar with, which is the change in y over the change of x, or more commonly seen as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what we're going to do, as I said, we're going to take a look at these endpoints. The right side is 6, 1, and the bottom side is 4, negative 1. And what I'm going to do is replace the y values with the two y values here, negative 1 and 1, and the x values with 4 and 6. So let's start with the first point. I'm going to put the negative 1 on the top and a 4 on the bottom. They need to match up like this. Now let's put down the second point. So this is supposed to be the y2. Let's do minus 1, negative 1, minus 1. And then we're going to have 4 on the bottom minus 6. So the y value is on top, the x value is on bottom. So let's go ahead and do negative 1 minus 1. And that's going to give us negative 2. 4 minus 6 is also negative 2. They simplify that, and that's equal to 1. And that's pretty much the majority of the lesson. A common question that a lot of students always ask me is, does it matter which one we put first? So I'm going to show you guys actually what would happen is, instead of putting negative 1 and 4 first, what if I swap it around so 1 and 6 were first and then negative 1 and 4 were second? The reason why I have parentheses right here is to separate the subtraction and the negative. It's a very useful thing so you don't get confused. So let's do 1 minus negative 1 is 2, and 6 minus 4 is also 2. 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So it turns out that no matter which point you put first, you will get the same answer. So don't stress out about that. Just choose a point and make sure that that point is on the top and the bottom first. Let's go over one more example though. So it looks like hopefully you guys are doing okay on this. What if instead of having straight lines, we're dealing with curved lines? So what if I want to find the average rate of change for this whole thing right here? Remember I said all you really care about for average rate of change are the endpoints. So if I was going to use this formula right here, I would just focus on the endpoints right here. The endpoint is right here is 3, 4, and the other one is negative 1, 0. So let's take these points and put them in here. Let's have y2 and x2. Let's have that be our 0 and our negative 1 for the first point. So we're going to start with a 0 and a negative 1. Now I'm going to put down for the other y is 4. So I have 0 minus 4. And the other x value is 3, so negative 1 minus 3. Now that we have that all set up, 0 minus 4 is negative 4, negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4, and that simplifies to 1. So it turns out that the average rate of change here also ends up being just 1. It's not always going to be 1, guys. It just happened to be like that. So I know that doesn't seem like that. I know that at some point it goes downwards and then upwards, but the point is you're finding the average rate of change, not just the rate of change. All right, so there's a big difference on that. It just averages out to being exactly a line of 1. If you have any questions on this, guys, make sure you ask about it in class or during office hours. But otherwise, make sure you get that homework done on time and have a good day. Bye.